What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk to this guy Roman, who's another photographer here in Bangkok, to pick his brain a little bit about street photography and photography in general and see what we can learn from him. So I got a lot out of this conversation. If you get anything out of this conversation, if you could please like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Here's how that conversation went. Is there anything about shooting in Bangkok or Thailand in general that stands out to you as being unique compared to other places that you've lived?
Bangkok, honestly, is kind of difficult for me because I'm trying to shoot minimal stuff usually, and Bangkok is a little bit too chaotic for that. But it can be as like exercise to try to push your limits and try to find something a little bit more organized in Bangkok and come up with that stuff. Yeah, it's a kind of a challenge.
Street style that's minimalistic? Like, what are you looking for? What stands out to you for that?
Something that is like not absolutely minimalistic, that has some meaning to it probably, but still is just quite easy for eyes, you know, so you can see the subject. There's like lots of negative space. Yeah, the easiest way is just to shoot some buildings, because the skies, especially when there is no clouds, nothing. Yeah, the sky can be just negative space, and there's something that point of interest in there. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, I shot this one in Hong Kong. There was like, I like the city in general because there's lots of cool buildings, like lots of lines and everything in there. Yeah, and that one I just got lucky. I know just some like couple in there. They weren't kissing, they're just like talking, and I just standing there waiting for them to do something cool. There was actually, this is like crazy crop. It's cropped in like a lot. Yeah, so it's not even that good of a quality, but anyway. Yeah, and yeah, I got lucky to just start kissing.
Is the cropping in something that you're doing a lot on a lot of your photos, or you normally try to take the whole frame?
Yeah, I'm cropping a lot, especially that one I had like, it was a Fuji camera, 18mm lens, so it's like what? It's 27, 28 mils, like, I don't know, 26. Yeah, so it was quite wide, and the couple was, they were like quite far, and I had to crop because there's just too much happening. So
yeah, I see a lot of photos on Instagram specifically now where they have couples kissing, or they find those moments like that, and I can never find it. So
I was just absolutely lucky, I'm telling you. I was just like shooting, and they kind of noticed me afterwards. So I got lucky because they didn't notice me at first, because if they noticed me, they will never ever kiss, because I'm not gonna kiss on the camera, right?
Sure. It's good, it's great. The foreground, midground, and background that you have with this photo too, and just being able to catch them where they're at.
Like I got absolutely lucky that I have like some lines in here, and they just like kind of framed in between of everything. Yeah, pure luck.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works with photography, like with street photography, and there is not often situation that you can have a like good photo. It's just like you're shooting a lot, and eventually something happens cool, and you just like, oh.
Yeah, sometimes you go out for like hours and you don't get a single good photo, and then some days it's just like boom, boom, boom. You're just knocking them out.
Yeah, because you just do a lot of, and eventually you'll have a chance to have a nice photo.
It seems like you do you're not afraid to experiment with stuff a little bit. When we were talking about your developing processes and your film processes the last time we went out, have you had any really incredible discoveries with these experiments?
I kind of discovered expired film, and that was a thing for me because moving from digital, I used to take like perfect photos, as less noise as I could get, like, you know, like perfect pictures. But at some point after shooting film, I realized that picture needs some character to it as well. So it's gonna give it some uniqueness, you know. And I figured out that if you shoot expired film, there's gonna be a lot of character. A lot of noise, a lot of like imperfections, that kind of stuff. Before I wouldn't even consider doing something like that, but now I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's something unique.
Have you shot any expired rolls lately?
The last one I shot quite a while ago, actually. It was Russian film. Somehow I found a Russian film in Bangkok that is expired like 30 years ago. And I was like, wow, I have to get it. Like, just the story behind this film. How did film from Russia ended up in Bangkok, and why nobody shot it for 30 years?
Yeah.
That's just crazy for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And I tried. It was like really fun.
If you're doing the expired films, are you usually looking for a stock that's something like that has a story behind it, or you're just going for whatever expired film you can find?
I didn't find much of expired film here, actually. I found once in like an antique store, and they were selling some cameras and some film along. And there were like some expired Fuji 408, I guess, medium format. But that one was perfect. It was expired 10 years, but photos were like just like normal film. I was like, okay, I'm not mad.
Is it more? I mean, I guess it's more likely that they would be a problem, but
yeah, especially with color film.
Sure.
I got from the same shop a roll of 35 color film. And that one went crazy. It was like red cast, a strong red cast. It's like even like just monochrome, red and white picture. But it was color originally.
Did it look cool though, or was it just like totally unusable?
No, I kind of like, I like a couple of the photos. It's like, again, it's not just like a normal photo. Probably if you post it on the Instagram, people will say like, what the hell is that?
Sure.
But for me, I kind of like it because I knew that this is like old film, that it has some story, somehow nobody shot it for a real long time.
Yeah.
And here you go, you just kind of like...
Yeah, I guess with film photography, you want the whole experience anyways.
Yeah.
So what about this photo specifically calls to you?
Yeah, this was again absolutely random photo. I went to shoot and there was a kind of a little bit of rain, and there's this guy, he's just like mopping the floor.
Where is this at?
It's where's that? Siam BTS.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I don't remember the name of the mall. Yeah. So yeah, they were just trying to like mop the floor because there's like raining. Yeah, he was just standing there and chilling. I took a photo and I like the color, first of all. Yeah, so the orange color of the guy is just keeping attention, and it's kind of contrasty with the greens. Like there's a lot of greens, orange and green, contrast color. And I sort of like that. I actually like this blank space a lot because he kind of looking sad, and when you put somebody like some character and looking at the like blank space, it kind of gives more drama, kind of like feel of depression or something like that.
Sure.
And he looking like sad, depressed, and this wall, whatever was that.
Yeah, the rain and the colors
yeah,
too.
and the rain, and it kind of adds to the mood of the photo. And he's a random, like some random orange guy, you know, sitting there. Yeah, and also,
I really like this framing with the rail.
Yeah, I got lucky with the framings of the rails, and got lucky that there's nothing in the back, so kind of plain, nothing kind of like getting you in the way of the guy. He's just like separated from everything. Yeah, and I think it's like one of my favorite photos ever. So it's random. It's nothing like, you know, it's too cool to look at, but it's just like, in some reason, it's one of my favorites.
So you do a lot of film shooting too, and do you normally just go for 35, or you do a lot of medium format stuff too?
I started with 35 obviously because it was easiest. At the time it wasn't so like hype, and it was kind of difficult, especially in Asia, to find the film.
Okay.
So it was just in general kind of difficult to find film. And I started with 35. I got Minolta. I don't remember exact model. It was Minolta. Yeah, mostly I got it because I used to use lenses, vintage lenses for video. And I got a camera because, yeah, I could just like take photos as well with this lens.
Sure.
Yeah, and it kind of started like that. That was cool. And I didn't even know that there's like different formats. I know the 35, like, you know, normal thing. But yeah, after I learned about medium format, especially about my Mini RB67, and I was like, wow, the camera is so cool, I have to try. And I got some like medium format cameras I tried, and it was like really quite an experience.
What about medium format specifically is appealing to you?
First of all, 35, you can shoot 35 digitally, like it's affordable, sort of, but you cannot shoot like true medium format on digital. So it was kind of a thing that I can do with film, but cannot do with digital.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and in general, it has some look to it. Especially I got Pentax X7, and it has like really cool lens that gives like distinguished, like medium format look to it. Because you cannot get that look with 35 mils, only with Pentax. I think it's like 2.4 something lens, and for medium format, it's crazy fast lens.
Okay. Yeah, I never tried it. Seems very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I guess it's also one of those things where it's like people switch from digital to film to kind of take their time with it and think about the composition more.
Yeah,
and with medium format, you even have to like have more respect for every frame that you're.
Yeah, because you have like 8 to 16 photos per roll. Depends on the frame size. And yeah, you don't go just shooting like crazy. You have to think because you have like limited amount, even more limited.
What stands out to you about this photo specifically, and where was it taken?
I took this photo in Yangon. There's a lot of monks, so I was kind of focused on shooting some like monk in the city. I don't know, doing something like, you know, some random things. And I always wanted to try a photo again in a minimal style, just like plain background, not distracting, and somebody just walking by, and kind of get them in an action. Yeah, and I just randomly found this wall, a door, whatever, over some store, and I just stand there and pointed my camera, focused and pointed my camera on the wall, and people would just walk by and just like look at me like, why are you taking photo of the wall?
Sure.
I was like, no, I'm taking photo of you actually passing by. Yeah, it was kind of
Do
fun.
you use that technique of just waiting?
Yeah, I just pointed camera. Yeah, I stand there like for 30 minutes. Yeah, and here just a lot of people were walking past, but like I was just trying to get some like one single person again, so it won't be too crowded and somebody interesting. Yeah, and I got again very lucky with this guy because he's a monk, but he's a little bit looking unusual with the purse. He's like looking fashionable and with the bag.
I like his facial expression too, because sometimes people look really like mad, but he just looks more curious.
Yeah. He was probably just didn't understand what I'm taking photo of him. He was like, well, what are you doing, guy? You know, because there's just a wall.
Yeah, you don't normally see monks with this many accessories either, so.
Yeah, he got like umbrella. He's like really fashionable guy. And I was like, wow, it's cool. The one thing I kind of sucks about it, there's somebody was in the frame. Yeah, and I was like, again, a little bit OCD about that.
Did you try cropping this in?
Yeah, I cropped this a lot because there was like a full guy like body, so I had to crop in a lot, and yeah, it just turned out pretty cool as well.
Again with the orange.
Yeah, again with orange. Yeah, always orange. Orange stands out.
It does, yeah. Cool. All right. How necessary is it for you to have people in your shots? Because so many street photographers feel like that's like all they want to get is people.
Yeah, it is kind of necessary because usually people like to see people like doing some things. If there's like nobody in the shot, it's not as much interesting, I guess. Yes, for me, like I do like to include some people in the shot, but yeah, again, I'm not gonna go straight in their face and taking photo. Yeah, I'm trying usually to make it maybe like from behind when they're walking away, take a photo. It's not even more about not being noticed. It's more like about respecting their private space, you know, not showing their face. Maybe they don't like it. Maybe they don't like their face to be in a photo or something like that. Yeah.
Have you had any like confrontational
No, I never had it.
issues?
I'm
No.
too careful.
This isn't typically what you would think of as a street photo, but how do you think it still falls kind of into that field? Or, I mean, I guess if you live somewhere like Thailand specifically where there's a lot of beaches, how can you apply street photography mentality to that same kind of shooting, I guess?
Yeah, like I think this street photography is more about what's going on the street. You know, you're not just taking photos of a street. You're like taking photos of people who is doing some things in the street that makes it interesting. And it's that rule you can apply to this photo because it's just simple. People surfing, yeah, and they're doing something like and the rest is just like the background. Yeah, and this photo when I took it, I was like really into minimal stuff. That's why there's like lots of negative space. Like I would even try to take photo without clouds, because I just like when it's like absolutely minimal. So there's like negative space all around, and just like here's what draws your attention.
Yeah, again, you got the color that really stands out against.
Yeah, I like
else.
orange. Like
Yeah, it's cool.
my favorite photos always have orange in them. I don't know.
Yeah, this little reflection down here stands out to me as well.
Yeah, that's the reason I went in there. It's kind of really long beach, and when waves makes sand wet, it makes like a mirror. Here is actually not so well. Usually it's like will be like full mirror over here. Yeah, but it's kind of still cool. You can see some reflection in there. And
how did you get lucky enough for it to be this minimal? Because normally the beaches, is this in Thailand or is this
it's in Bali.
in Bali? So
Yeah, and actually it's crowded. I photoshopped a little bit. Like I didn't change anything. I just removed like there would be like some little specks of people swimming, doing stuff. Yeah, I think I would right now if I shot it, I would just leave them because it kind of adds a little bit to the scene anyway. Yeah, but at that point I was crazy like OCD about that stuff.
Sure.
And I would just like remove everything that is not necessary in the frame.
yeah, it looks great for that type of photo. Lately, I really like a lot of street photos where there's just like so many people and it's just kind of chaotic because there's so much to look at, but maybe that's a product of not being able to capture that many people in a photo lately. But
Yeah, it's one of the easiest way actually, because usually you kind of want to draw attention to one subject on the photo, and when you do it minimal, so obviously there is only one subject on the photo. You don't like it's
Yeah.
easy. It's easy to do.
yeah, with this too, if there's a bunch of people in the background with such an open, large space, it doesn't add as much anyways. Like if you have it really tight in, compact with a street photo with a bunch of people, it kind of adds to it. But like you're saying here, just having the one subject is pretty ideal for this photo, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.